Hi, in this video I'm going to show you about how to take the NC files based on the plate thickness. This is the most common request I used to get from all of our customers in the Middle East. So basically how they used to do in a regular way is like they export all the NC files, put it on one folder as a plate or profile, and they do the segregation by copying different folders. So instead of doing in that way, there is a better way, or the efficient way is to use it from the Tekla model, and you can segregate or export according to the plate sizes or the grade sizes. So I will show you here today how to export or like how we can easily manage this with the predefined settings which I have created, and I will explain about a little bit more on the what settings that is available and what we can do. Starting from here on this, I would like to explain you the very first thing in the file menu, export. You will see here the NC file settings. So when you open this dialog box, there will be two options, one for the plate, one for the profiles. That's the default settings that we have. But there is no any automated way to use this in one click to generate everything based on the segregations, because each shop has a different way of handling the things. Some shop has let's say two or more machines, different machines or different processing systems, something like that. So it cannot be like generic, but we try to do the best here. And in future, if there are any new tools has been developed on this, I will be keep on posting on this channel. So right now on the default settings, when you check on the Middle East environment, it will be a DSTV for plates. If I open this settings under the edit option, you can see here the file format is DSTV. You don't need to change much over here. The highlighted point here is like I want to let you know this file location we are giving here is like you can browse for the location or you can copy paste here. But you have to remember the first letter with the period starting is denotes under the model folder. So whenever you are going to create, and you can see here model folder. This is your Tekla model folder. So here the folder will be generated under the name of DSTV underscore plate. Even though your folder is not existed, you don't need to worry about it. The system will create the folder for you. So here I'm going to say another root folder. So here I will be creating a plate, and if let's say 5 mm thickness, for example. So this is fine. So this will create a folder here. And if you wish to create like under the 5 mm thickness, if you have a 2 grades, then you can create a grade. You can save this setting. So the idea here is like you don't need to go and create your folders under the model folder. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. As an example, I'm going with only the plate thickness. So here I will say plate 5 thickness. Okay, plate 5 mm or 5 thick, something like that. You can click OK. So when you do this, click OK. So you'll see here there is a new settings, DSTV for plate 5 mm. So similarly, you can create multiple settings like based on your thickness frequently that you are using in your shop. You can copy this, like you can create this as long as you need it. Okay, right now I don't want to use this settings. I have created a predefined settings that is available in my folder here. So under the attributes folder, I have created all these thicknesses. I will copy all these files and place it under the model folder. I will go to the file menu, open model folder. Under the attribute subfolder, you have to paste here. So I have all my settings. So here I just you can do one thing. You can close, and then when you try to reopen the export function, that file needs to be available here. It will be showing you the details here. You can see. I'll quickly show you the settings which I have created. So I have DSTV and plate 3, something like plate 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, so as long as you need, you can create it. Okay, the next step is like usually the general step is like you can use the Ctrl G to select your only the 5 mm thick plate or 3 mm thickness plate, and you can click on export. Based on that, it will get exported. But even that is also like let's say it is not easy way, and you have to keep on changing your filter, selection filter here. Okay, so I advise to use the object browser here under the manage ribbon. You will see the organizer. So we used to call it in the olden days, it is an object browser, but the new name is like organizer. When you open this organizer, it will take a little bit time. Depends on your model size, it will get opened, but only one time it will get some time to open it the very first time. So you don't want to worry about it. I will not explain more on how to do the settings over here. And we have a separate video in our Trimble YouTube channel. You can browse for the organizer category settings, something like that. You have 3 videos over there. You can watch and learn by yourself how to do this. But in this video, I'm just going to use the existing settings that I have. So here you can see this. There are 2 windows over here, the object browser. So it will browse all the objects. When you select in the model, you'll be seeing all the informations here based on the, let's say it's a smart report, you can review it. Okay, based on the line items, it will get selected. So that's on the left hand side in this organizer, the object browser. On the other side, the categories here you can see. So it is like based on the building hierarchy or based on the rules that you apply over here, it will get created. So in this case, like I have created under the property category, so you can import your predefined settings. So when I click over here on the import organizer categories, browse for that settings file, you can see here, this is my steel part category settings. I will open this one, existing one, and then I will click on import. So now you see here I have a steel part. Under the steel parts, I have a plate category and I have a profile category. So according to that, this will get loaded. A quick information about the categories and like let's say comparison between the browser and the categories. Object browser is something to see your reports based on your selection from the model. And categories are something like when you refresh it, it will get automatically loaded here. So you can see here right now I have only under the steel parts, plate and profiles. Now when I refresh this categories, all of this object will be categorized based on this rules and settings that I have given. So I will quickly show you the rules. Under the steel and the properties, right click over here. You'll see the properties. I need only the steel models like let's say steel parts with plate and profiles to be listed over here. From the Tekla Structures model, you can use this for the reference models as well. And that's more than enough for the main category. And then when it comes to the subcategories of the plate, you can do the same and call the width here for the thickness. I'm calling the width property. So you can browse here for all the attributes or the properties that have in your Tekla model that will get listed here. According to that, you can do the automated categories also. Automatically it will get segregated. You don't want to do one by one every time. So here the same like for the profiles, I just created only for the profile here, part profile or main profile, whichever is there, I need to categorize according to that. So I'm just going to refresh now here, so you'll see all the quantities, how many pieces are. So now you can see all the categories are loaded. So under my category, steel categories, I have 322 objects over this model. And I will just place the model here quickly to visually. I want to see what I'm selecting here. So just make it like this. And now you can see under the plate I have 222 numbers of objects, and each object has a different sizes like 5 mm thick, 8 mm, 10 mm and 16 mm. And as long as it is like going on for the profiles, I don't want to worry about the profiles. Right now I'm just going with only the plates. So here what you can do, you can select the 5 mm, for example. Object browser will list all the information according to your selection on the categories. Right now we are going to select in the model instead of using our selection filter. Okay, so quickly I'm going to select this 5 mm by right clicking in the categories, select in model, and you can also use the shortcut key enter also. So quickly I can do that one. So right now I'm going to do right click and select in model to show you how it is functioning. So you can see here these are the 5 mm thickness. You can review here, and if you are very confident that you are the one modeler and exporting the information, you don't want to worry about it. You know that which objects you are getting selected. So now it is a 5 thick, so I'll just enable this 5 mm thickness over here and only for the selected parts create. So NC files has been written. You can see on the left hand side bottom corner. Now what I will go on, now I will go and select here on the categories 8 mm thickness using the enter key. So now all these are getting selected in different places. I will tick off this 5 mm thickness and then I will select the 8 mm thickness here. Click on create. Within a few minutes, NC files will just created. I will go back here, right click and select in model or use the shortcut key enter. It is a different object now and my thickness is 10 mm. So I will select only the 10, export, create. Similarly, I will go on for the next sizes, 16 mm thickness, and so I don't have a thickness of 16 mm in this. Quickly I can create that one. So I just select an existing one, 12 mm thickness, edit, and then I will say 16 mm thickness. Then my thickness is going to be 6. I will click on save here. So when you click OK, it will get saved. So now I have a 16 mm plate, and then tick on that, hit on create. Now you have all the 16 mm plates. So I will close my NC file export dialog box, and I will go to the file menu, open model folders. Supposed to be there under the DSTV plate. I should have all the folders. You can see folders are generated automatically. And if I go here inside the plate 10 mm thickness, I have all the plate thickness according to the 10 mm here, all the NC files. So if you go on 16 and 16, 18, you can see, 8 mm thickness, you can see all the 8 mm related NC files, and related to the 5 mm, you can see all the files. So I hope this will be useful. Comparatively, you are doing with the segregation by yourself, creating a multiple folders and placing the NC files. So that's like going to, sometimes it will be having a human error that we will be missing some files, and every time you should know which thickness it is. So you have to maintain one another report for that one. So it will be very useful if you are a design engineer or a detailer. You are going to export and give the files to your shop. You can follow this video. Or you are like a fabricator, you received a model from there and you have the carbon license. You can also export using these functionalities. I hope this will be helpful for you, and thank you.